Hi, everybody. How are you all? I hope you're all well, and I hope you're having an excellent start to September. And September, of course, is known as a September to remember. I'm just going to adjust my camera there. And for me, September is such an exciting month. I liken it to when you are in a 400-meter race and you're just turning the bend, you're just turning that last corner and you can almost see the finish line. That's where we are right now. And for me, it is really a time of getting crystal clear of how I want to finish the year. This is always a time to get laser focused, to get very committed to your goals. And of course, if this is not for you, then this podcast and this live is not for you, because ultimately this recording is designed for those people who are ready, who are ready to run home towards their dreams. And what I want to share with you is 4 mindset shifts or mindset hacks that I've implemented that have really helped me to grow and elevate this year, plus one that is a productivity hack that is not mine. It's not mine at all. It's Brendan Bouchard's tool, but I've implemented it in my life and it's absolutely been a game changer that I want to share with you. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife, I'm a mum. I have an online business that's global, and I'm also a coach and mentor for women over 40 who are building businesses online with a proven system that absolutely works. I have so many testimonials of women who are just elevating right now because they've implemented this system, which is largely based on consistency over time, and their efforts are just compounding and they're just accelerating right now. And I'm really, really excited about that because, you know, it's one thing when you win, but I can honestly tell you, it's another thing when you see other people win with something that you've shared with them to say, hey, this actually works. It's such an amazing feeling. And, you know, somebody asked me the other day, like, what do you actually do? And I said, look, you know, I'm a business coach. I'm a business and success coach. I said, but really, I get paid really well for something that I love to do. I actually don't see it as work. It's actually a passion of mine. It's a mission, and I get rewarded for it. The reward is the journey of seeing someone else evolve and succeed and achieve the goals that they want to achieve. For me, that just absolutely fuels me to be better every day, to level up, to actually throw myself into situations that make me highly uncomfortable, so that way I can come out wiser, stronger, and a better version to help and serve other people, more and more people. That's really what makes me me. And when I share with you today these 4 hacks, these are all things that I've gone through. I will never ever teach you something that I haven't actually personally experienced myself. And these I've actually experienced myself. And I can honestly tell you, if you embrace these concepts, if you actually implement and grow from these concepts, your life will change. You will change. The way that you help and serve people will change. But the thing that I have found, even before I became coachable and decided to implement these things, you know, the reality is life is hard. Life isn't fair. And when you want to grow, when you want to change your life, the growth is profound. The growth is uncomfortable. But when you understand that the growth is there because you asked for the change, because you need to evolve, because the current version that you're at right now won't actually help you to achieve those goals. You need to either change your thinking, change your habits, start doing the right activities that develop into habits, become that version. There's so much of this journey about you and who you are that have gotten you to where you are right now, but it's not going to get you to where you want to go. And so for me, it was really accepting this, that, man, I have to change. I have to make some fundamental changes in my life, in the way that I operate and who I am and the way that I thought about people, circumstances, results, to be able to go and help more people. Because unless I changed, nothing was going to change. And so I share these things with you from a space of good. Always know this. I'm sharing this with you from my heart because I care. I see so many people that just really sell themselves short, and they'll never ever reach their fullest potential simply because they refuse to acknowledge that the way that they're thinking, making decisions, operating is simply not going to move the needle for where they want to go. So I really want you to embrace that feedback straight up and understand that, you know, that famous quote, nothing changes if nothing changes, rings true in everything in life, because ultimately change precedes change. You must change. You must change for your life to change. Like, your circumstances externally will not change before you change. And so far too many people, hey, me, even myself, once upon a time used to think this way, that everyone else was to blame because of the results, because of where I was at, because of things that happened to me. But when I really started taking ownership of me, my behavior, my results, my thought patterns, my life changed. And the way that I impacted people, and the way that I was able to serve people, and the way that I care about people. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but geez, I love who I am today. I love who I am today more than I've ever loved myself. And I've grown to love that because I can see that my heart has opened so much more than what it used to be. I was so closed. But now I just genuinely care to help see people win. I get emotional about it. I get emotional talking to, you know, women about where they're at right now and how much greatness I see within them. I get emotional when I see women evolve and succeed because once upon a time they didn't actually believe that for themselves. I get emotional when I see people's eyes light up because, wow, I've achieved a breakthrough, right? So let me tell you, I've gone through these changes and I'm still evolving and changing. I've not arrived. I will never arrive. I'm forever evolving and leveling up because my mission to serve is so much bigger than my desire to just remain comfortable and just, you know, sit there clapping my hands. For me, this is a forever thing. I will forever be doing this into helping, serving, supporting, uplifting women, to help them get onto stages, to help them share their mission, to help them share their message. So then more women, it'll be like a ripple effect, this ocean of ripples of women just stepping into their power and be able to own their story. So let me tell you, the very first thing that I know for a fact has totally changed me and has a direct reflection on the way that you operate, the way that you show up, the way you communicate with people, the way that you see circumstances, situations, obstacles throughout the day, is the way that you start your day. The way that you start your day, the way that you end your day. These two things are like bookends, right? They will absolutely play like a huge part. Over 90% of your day will be largely affected by the way you start and you end your day. Why? Because your subconscious programming is dependent on it. The first 45 minutes to an hour of each day is when it is the most susceptible. Some people say that the subconscious mind is actually open to receiving. So the information that you give it is how you are going to operate, be. And because the subconscious is largely influenced by emotion, how you channel your emotion, how you channel your feelings around things is how you will start your day. Like for me, I'm always starting off with gratitude and giving thanks for everything that I have in my life. I say 10 things out aloud and I launch into prayer. And then I actually sing this, today is going to be a good day. Going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. Yeah, you know, like I literally am singing the song because I am channeling that it's going to be an amazing day. I can see myself winning. I can see myself impacting. I can see myself, you know, serving women. And so that sets me up energetically. It sets me up from a focus perspective. It sets me up from a mission perspective, because I'm crystal clear on the things that I need to be doing. I'm not distracted by someone's message. I'm not distracted by a post. I'm not distracted by stuff that is really not essential for me to know then and there, because I recognize that these external things can largely affect my energy and my focus. And so I'm super intentional with my time and my energy and my focus in the first 45 minutes to an hour every single day. And then on the other side, towards the end of the night, I literally take deep breaths, I reflect, I journal, I read, and then as I've turned off the light and I close my eyes, I visualize my desired outcome. I visualize and feel into what it is that I want to achieve, what and how I'm feeling and how I'm celebrating and the people I'm going to impact. And I just have these emotions around achieving the result. Why? Because at the end of the night, when you're literally about to fall asleep, you've opened up this portal for what your subconscious is going to be working on. And whilst I won't dive into the science, because I'll totally mush it up, what I will say is that there have been many times where I've thought about things that I want to achieve, and somehow resources, people, circumstances just happen to pop up somewhere down the track, like days or even weeks. And or I'll receive a mysterious email, right? And it's not like I've teleported my things into certain people. It's just the way that the way your subconscious works. And so when you understand how important the start of the day and the end of the day is, you will absolutely set the intention to start and end your day this way. I know that there are some people that think that, this is nonsense, but I can tell you right now, I place importance on it. I set the intention, I make sure that I'm focused because I want to show up powerfully on social media. It has changed my life. It has changed my life. It has changed who I am. It has changed how I operate. It has changed how I think. And this year, I've been super intentional about it, and I've evolved yet again, right? And so I need you to understand that this is super important for you. If you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're constantly in your thoughts, overthinking, or if you're experiencing the same thing over and over and over and over again, then this is an area that you can potentially look at. Now, a couple of books that I can recommend to you is, number one, when I first read oh goodness me, I've had a bit of a brain fart moment. The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers from Hal Elrod. That was the very first time when I really understood the importance of a morning. That's when I really understood why it was so important to be intentional and focused. And when I realized that all these top earners in the profession were doing the same thing, in their own ways, but they were all being intentional with their time, I started paying attention and I started to copy, because they had achieved what I wanted to achieve. So that's number one. And then the second one, really any sort of books from Dr. Joe Dispenza, particularly you are the placebo effect, because literally you are the reason why you are where you are in terms of your programming, in terms of the way you behave, etc. 96% of our behaviors come from our subconscious. And so when you understand why things have happened in your life and why you keep repeating the same things, or potentially responding in the same way is probably a better way to say it. You start understanding more about how you can take control of the situation and change your life purely by being more aware of the circumstance, and also being more aware of how you feel about it. And when I started being more aware about my emotions towards a situation, it was more about, okay, now I can respond differently versus how I used to. So that's number one. I know it was a bit of a lengthy session there, but absolutely pay attention to how you start your day and how you end your day. Certainly for me, I set myself to be in peak state, 100%. And that has totally changed my life. Okay, so number 2, improving my relationship with money. And this is something that I've definitely had to master every single day. It's not a one and done thing. And the reason why I say this is because I was born poor. I had 2 dining chairs for my bed in the first 18 months of my life. And for me, you know, that was my start in life. And in my 30s, I filed for bankruptcy. I was financially bankrupt purely largely because I made some poor decisions. I was actually also a victim of a Ponzi scheme, a real one. It was a property Ponzi scheme, but also out of the breakup of my relationship, with my former husband. And so all of these circumstances combined led me to a situation where I was heavily in debt, like heavily in debt, and having lost money in the Ponzi scheme, and then that I didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme. I only discovered that after the fact when people disappeared. And then all of my poor decision making and the relationship breakdown, I found myself where I was just so overwhelmed, and I had creditors coming up after me. And so I had to make a decision. And it wasn't an easy decision because, you know, I had to swallow my pride. I had to recognize my errors and my behavior. And then I also had to face my family and explain to them about my decision. And so coming off, you know, those 2 major events in my life around money, I've really had to rework my relationship around money. And even to this day, because as I'm growing my business, my 2 businesses, particularly my coaching business that is scaling to 7 figures, I'm breaking new ground with income and impact. And you know, it's always new frequency, new level, a new way of seeing money. And it's so easy. If you do not catch yourself, it is really easy to fall into bad habits. So for me, I'm super intentional about educating myself on how to not only manage money, but to also keep my businesses lean. And as well as that is to channel in good energy. And I do that by being educated from people that have achieved the things that I want to do, and also from financial experts. I'm intentionally understanding more about how money works and how I can use it to invest and have that compound and work for me versus me working for the money. I'm actually learning every single day intentionally. I look for like podcasts or YouTubes or anything like that to educate myself around money, around how I can make prudent investments. So that way I can compound my initial investment, and I can get a better return on investment over time. And so by me understanding that money and, you know, generating wealth is a long-term game versus what you see on social media, where everybody's wanting instant. I truly appreciate and understand that wealth generation and breaking generational curses is something that is a long-term thing, and you need to work on it every single day. I am so committed to changing my family's financial blueprint forever. But I also, at the same time, whilst I know that I'm working on me, I'm also wanting to influence and impact other women who want the same thing, that this is totally possible for them, that you don't have to accept your current set of circumstances. And so once you understand about how you can actually generate wealth, then you understand why you need to be going through the things that you are going through, the challenges, the obstacles, the need to grow every single day. All of these things are necessary for your evolution, for your growth, which invariably means that you will impact more people, and then your life changes even more. And so for me, it is a long-term thing. It is around a bigger picture thing. But so many people want that instant gratification, that instant recognition. They want the thing right now. And so those people who want the instant thing will often make decisions that are not prudent. I was that person once upon a time because I wanted it now. But when you make decisions based on long term, you will understand why the challenges are there for you. And so that's hack number 2, is improve your relationship with money every day. Like, carry money in your wallet, understand how it works, celebrate when you earn anything or you get anything for free, like free guac, right? Or anything like that. If you get a return on, from someone, you get a check back. I got a check back from a bank who was trying to figure out where I was. This is from a bank that I wasn't a customer of since for like over 10 years. And they were trying to find me, and eventually they had found me. And I got a check back for $21. And so for me, it's like, what? And when you start understanding that all money is money, and that, you need to be celebrating and channeling more of that, you will be so surprised at how your life will change, simply because you've changed your relationship and your perspective with money. I know I'm tapping a little bit more into the law of attraction and manifestation, etc. But you literally have to see money as a positive force for good versus something that governs you and rules you. When you actually see that it's a vehicle, it's a way, it's energetically designed to help you to create the life that you want, but also impact more people, you need to totally educate and change your whole perspective on it to see it that way. But it's a constant work in progress. Once upon a time when I didn't have money, or I constantly was paying or living paycheck to paycheck, for me, money ruled me. And so I was ever chasing the money. But when I changed my relationship with money, I saw that, money is available to me at all the time. And if I wanted to change my life, I needed to go and be someone of value. And invariably, I got rewarded for it. You just have to improve your relationship with money to understand how you can make it work for you versus it ruling you. So I hope that helps in terms of the perspective. And, for me, I highly recommend people listen to podcasts, listen to, top mentors and financial experts about how to actually manage money and how to actually make it work for you. One of the people that totally made me understand how I should make it work for me is Grant Cardone. I love his whole energy around money and how he's never ever afraid to start from zero. And seeing how someone who's so successful is so prepared to go from ground zero and then work, I just think, if he can do it, I can do it. And I know that he has way more experience and assets and all of that back behind him, but that doesn't mean that his system is not duplicatable. That doesn't mean that I can't do it, because ultimately everything that I've achieved right now, I've achieved. I've done this myself. I've created it. No one else has created it for me. I've done it ground up, my coaching business, for example. And people, I could start from ground zero all over again, and I'll produce exactly the same results that I've produced up until this point. And that puts me in an extremely powerful state. I know that I'm not afraid. And when you are not afraid, it's unbelievable how you can just go out on a limb and show up and produce good work, because you know exactly what you need to do to produce impact, which invariably produces income. So for me, that started with really improving my relationship with money. One of the things that I implemented straight away at the start of last year was tapping into John Assaraf's container, which is NeuroGym. And his whole programming around money and how we see money totally shifted things for me as well. Not to be afraid of money, not to be afraid of paying a bill, not to be afraid of, how it's literally giving and coming and going, and it's just not to be afraid, and just to dream big and know that it's available and coming to you. So that's another resource for me to recommend to people is the whole Neurogen container from John Assaraf. He's absolutely amazing, and his book is good as well. So that's number 2, is to intentionally improve your relationship with money. Number 3 is to be continuously focused on your growth areas. At the start of every year, I pick 3 things that I want to work on. And throughout the year, I intentionally throw myself into either courses, or I speak to my coach about what it is that I'm working on, and they point me to resources. And I work on these things until I know that I've mastered it, or I'm, working well and truly down the path, of this journey of working on this growth area. But a lot of people, they just either are not focused on growing, or they give up way too early on the very things that they need to be working on, because they desire this instant gratification, because they want this, thing right now. But if you understand that, true success over time is actually applying yourself on a consistent basis over a long period of time, versus trying all different things, trying to get there quicker. You need to understand that with any new habit, with any new activity, you need to apply it for a long period of time, for an extended period of time. That's how your efforts stack up. And then once you apply it over an extended period of time, it becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, it becomes part of you, and you just naturally do the thing, like we say, you unconsciously do the work, right? You literally don't have to think about doing it, because you already just programmed your mind and your whole body and your whole self to actually do this thing. It's not an intentional thing in terms of, I don't do it this way, I do it this way. When it develops into a habit, you just do it without even thinking about it. But so many people don't want to even get there. They never get to celebrate, achieving that thing, because they're too tired, or it's something else, shiny object syndrome, or why are they improving and I'm not improving, all of this, when really they should be just staying in their lane and doing the thing. And so for me, when I've intentionally focused on my growth areas and really got serious, stayed in my lane, change happened. And so for some people, this is just not sexy, this whole, staying in your lane thing. But I can tell you right now, this is the proven formula, is to be doing the thing over an extended period of time, rather than trying a new thing every 2 minutes. Success lies in longevity. Success lies in you mastering your skill set. You can't master something in 30 days, not like if you want long-term success. Long-term success is about longevity. And so when you actually apply yourself day in, day out, you'd be surprised at how much your efforts will compound, and you'll kick in the momentum and you'll accelerate. So that's point number 3, is really focus and be intentional in your growth areas, even when it gets messy, even when it hurts, even when you experience resistance. Lean into it, really face it head on, and understand what the lessons are that you need to take on at that point in time to help you to level up, to help you to become that next level version. Because without those lessons, you won't understand the knowledge that you were missing. You'll look back on these moments of, where you've experienced resistance and growth and go, you know what? It all happened for a reason. So it's really, really important to understand that your growth areas are there because you haven't learned the lesson. You need to have those areas that you focus on where you know that you're just not really skilled at or developed at. And if you're self-aware and you can identify it, focus on that and watch your life change. And then the last one is keeping your word. Like, for me, this is one thing that I've really, really worked on, because I recognize that my word is my contract. Like, even doing this recording right now, I didn't necessarily feel like doing it because I wanted to do some other things, but I knew that I had written it down for today. And so I said, nope, I'm going to do it because I said I was going to do it. So I'm going to do it. And when you keep your word, there's an element of power. There's a sense of accomplishment, feeling proud of yourself. And that for me is gold. It's gold energy that you cannot, I can't describe it, but I feel so good and empowered that I'm really proud of myself. And, you know, I celebrate those moments where I'm feeling really good about my progress and my journey. And that channels more good energy in the work that I do. And so when you actually set a goal and you set something that you want to do, keep your word. Because if you start breaking your word, start breaking your contract with yourself, you are literally programming yourself to say, hey, it's okay to just give up. And if you have a big vision, if you have goals that you want to achieve, especially if they impact your family, if they impact you, your life, and your potential to help thousands of people, you know, you almost feel obligated to keep your word. Because if you don't keep your word, who loses? Who loses if you don't win? Who loses if you don't actually show up like you said you were going to do? And if you don't show up and all these people lose, what does that say about your word? What does that say about your integrity? That's a huge, huge value for me. And you need to understand that this is real. Like this energy around keeping your word is real. And if you always give up on your word, always give up on the very things that you say you're going to do, you're literally self-sabotaging and talking yourself out of success. I see so many people that say, hey, I want to change my life. I really want to, you know, change everything. I'm no longer going to accept this set of circumstances that I'm in right now. Like, this is it. I'm going all in. And literally the next day, they're nowhere to be seen. Or, you know, they're given circumstances or a situation where they can change their life and they have to make a decision, and they keep making the same decision that's kept them where they are. And so for me, keeping my word has been such a profound changer. As simple as this sounds, keeping what I say I'm going to do has made me feel more powerful within myself, because I trust myself, I back myself, and I can make those difficult decisions, like making big investments in myself. I can make big investments in myself because I know I'm going to do the work, because I know I'm going to keep my word, because I'm going to show up despite what's happening around in my life. And those people that don't want to invest in themselves, those people that don't want to show up for themselves and don't want to pay big money to help them grow, it's because they're so used to breaking their word. They're so used to breaking the contract with themselves. They know that that's what's kept them where they are right now. And if they were to make this big investment, boy, they've got to keep their word right now. I know the truth hurts, but it's true, right? And so for me, that's been a game changer. And this year, more than ever. And then the last thing I want to share with you is a Brendon Burchard, I hope I've said his name right, Brendon Burchard productivity hack. It's called the Finishers List, where at the start of every week, you know, on a Sunday, I literally identify 3, 4, maybe the most 5 things that I want to complete by the end of the week. So I set myself, you know, this list, and then I aim to work on one every single day that's over and above my normal DMO. And that has helped me to finish projects, finish, you know, things in my house, make decisions around, you know, my family, etc. It can be about anything. And so there's not this massive list of overwhelm. I literally, you know, top up every single week things that I need to have either decided, completed, finished by the end of the week. And that also makes me feel accomplished. That also stacks on to keeping my word. So I encourage you to try it, because for me, it's been a huge game changer. Having a list at the start of the week that I'm going to aim to finish, and I just get things done. My productivity has improved dramatically. Not saying that I'm perfect, but I'm definitely improved in that area. So I hope this has helped you. I hope this has served you. And know that everyone has to grow if you want to change your life. It's not no one escapes this thing. Everyone has to grow. And so if you're feeling in a particular way, you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling like you're not progressive, keep going. There are lessons in this moment in time that are going to serve you. Be open to receiving the lessons. What are you doing that it's not meant, you're not meant to be doing? What are you not doing that you should be doing? Right? And what are you not open to receiving in terms of lessons that are going to help you? It's time to just take a little bit of a shift, because remember what I said at the start of the training, you are in the final bend of a 400-meter race and you're just about to see the finish line. We are almost at the end of 2022. How will you finish this year? What will you do differently to be able to help you to finish stronger towards the end of this year and into 2023? I encourage you to understand and embrace that you still can change your life from now, from today. Start today. Make the decision. Take that first step. Make brave choices. And just understand that you are exactly where you are meant to be right now, but it's not a forever moment. It is if you choose to stay still, but it can't be if you decide to just take each step one day at a time and just keep moving forward. I believe in you. If I can do this, you can do this too. I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, guys.